Negotiators in the Senate are close to an elusive compromise over one of the key issues of gun legislation, expanding background checks on sales. The compromise is being negotiated between Republican Senator Pat Toomey and conservative Democrat Senator Joe Manchin. The senators are set to hold a press conference Wednesday at 11 a.m. to announce the compromise. An agreement would represent a major breakthrough in gun control talks.
It seems like it's very similar to a compromise plan that's been floated for a couple of months, where the overall gun control bill is limited to a federal gun trafficking bill, which makes it a crime for you to transmit a gun to someone else who uses it in a crime. And then an expansion of the current background check system. And that would include a federal licensing system to go along with the background check system, not just sort of like an online portal, which is something that the gun control advocates have been pushing for. So we would see a closure of the gun show loophole, for instance. We would see more background checks. I think there are some qualms that this will not, the background check new platform will not go far enough, that it won't encompass everything, but it's certainly a lot more than what is currently present under existing law.
So if they're able to put this forward in the Senate, are there the votes for it in the House? Do they need the votes in the House?
That's a really good question. I mean, I think the House, the support for this, given that basically the NRA is the resistance to this legislation, it's really just one issue group. There isn't some sort of broad coalition of different conservative interests that are uniting against this stuff. It's really just the NRA. And so I think if you get something through the Senate, which is historically, the last couple of years, the hardest thing to clear, that creates a lot of pressure for the House to actually do something, especially if it's perceived as this bipartisan compromise. Washington is totally obsessed with the idea of bipartisanship, and if you can get something through that's considered bipartisan, that's a genuine mark that's sort of like the mark of quality for people inside the Beltway. So I think it becomes really hard for House Republicans then to block it. But right now, there's certainly no enthusiasm among House Republicans for voting for any type of gun control legislation, no matter how popular it is with the general public.